This is the Phillies POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
You know, this Dave Dombrowski guy sucks, man. He needs to be fired. I don't know what he's doing bringing in this Duran guy. You know, this is just some terrible baseball. Okay, he's human. I get it. That doesn't mean I have to like it. That doesn't mean I have to find a way to get over the freaking Nationals and the fact that they split with the Phillies. Now the Phillies are in danger of losing a series to the Nationals. If you really want to distill it even further, in danger of getting swept by the Nationals. Yeah, I'm going doom and gloom that quick. Just because I'm so pissed off. Could you imagine being an ad executive at NBC right now and be like, I moved around ad spots for this? No, I'm sure that's fine. But anyway. Welcome into the show. This is Locked On Phillies POSTCAST on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. I got you covered for your postcast needs. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day for your Locked On Phillies daily content each and every day. Oh, my goodness gracious. Phillies take a really rough 5-4 loss to the Washington Nationals. This after Taijuan Walker really, got gotten to in that first inning. And then over 4 innings of scoreless baseball after that, he settled in. The Phillies picked him up in terms of taking him off the hook by tying the score. Trey Turner has a hustle play there to beat out a double play ball that brings home Nick Castellanos in the second inning. Then the Phillies get the 2-run home run by Bryson Stott. Again, Nick Castellanos on base, part of 3 hits on the night. Then with the game tied, you have JT Realmuto looking like he's going to be the hero again, puts the Phillies in front 4-3. And then Jhoan Duran. I'm so glad I got to see the entrance. That was great. But there's a little thing to it. And, you don't want to bring it up while, you're riding the high of this guy being incredible and, going through his first couple outings here. But as a Philly. But, it's like, okay, the spectacle is really cool. Like I've listened to entertainers over the years, musicians, comedians, and whatever, that talk about entrances. And it's like, you never want to, put everything out there in the entrance. You want to make sure that the act itself is the currency. But it does add to the show if you're able to live up to that kind of entrance. And today, unfortunately, he didn't. I'm still thrilled the Phillies have him. Love that he's here in Philadelphia. Today was not great. He just simply got beaten. Now, let's go ahead and go through what's going to be the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Obviously, the turning point in this one is going to be the 9th inning when Jhoan Duran came into the game. And unfortunately, the Nationals just got to him, scoring 2 runs with him in the game, unfortunately. Now, the way this one went down in the 9th inning was edge-of-your-seat stuff, considering that Jhoan Duran came in there in the 9th inning, and right away, he was just being as nasty as we have seen him be. Right out of the gate, you see him face Garcia. He strikes him out on 3 pitches. This one, he uses the splitter twice on him. Then he comes out there with the knuckle curve. He gets him to flail away at that one. That's a strikeout. Then Cruz comes up there, and he gets the 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch. Jhoan Duran looking to blow him away with the fastball. He had set it up nice with 2 straight splitters. I would assume Cruz just figured he's definitely going to go after me here with a fastball. Nothing's going to be easy. He jumps on the fastball, puts it down the right field line. He gets a double out of that. Now all of a sudden you got a 1-out base runner in scoring position in a 1-run ball game. But come on. Duran's he's going to wrap it up just fine, right? Everything's going to be fine here. Well, then Lile steps up to the plate. He fouls off. He swings through a first pitch fastball. Again, runner on second, 1 out. Runner in scoring position there. Then I guess he waited on the splitter, jumped on it, 97-mile-per-hour splitter, bottom of the zone, put it out there in left field. Look, Brandon Marsh, this is a tough play to make. He's got to make a perfect throw almost. He did not. Ball hits the grass and skidded under the runner, it looked like, and past JT Realmuto. So now Lile goes from having a single to being on second base. Still an RBI single, but he goes to second on the throwing error. On the throw. There was no error there, unfortunately, or fortunately there for JT Realmuto or Brandon Marsh in left field. Then, now that the game is tied, you have Lile on second base after the throw by Marsh. Lile takes off for third. So this is always going to be a problem, no matter how dominant a closer can be. It's all about whether or not runners feel like they can run on a closer who very rarely have pickoff moves. Now, Taijuan Walker was phenomenal today with a couple of pickoffs, especially after leadoff base runners and all that stuff. Jhoan Duran obviously doesn't have that skill set. Hardly any closers do, if any. Lile comes up there. He's on second base now. He goes off to steal for third. Now, this is where some controversy comes in. Does JT Realmuto eat that ball, or does JT Realmuto let it rip? I have zero problem. Lyle's going into his slide as the ball is going over his head. So if JT puts that ball, not even on the money, but just at Alec Boehm at third base and does it sail it up the line there, it's an out. And you get the second out of the inning. I have zero problem with JT Realmuto throwing that baseball. He had a chance to get him. JT Realmuto messed up with a terrible throw. I have zero issue from some of that we refer to constantly as a best catcher in baseball, at least when we talk about the defensive side of things usually. And you know what, hitting wise recently, yeah, maybe all around. Cal Raleig's having a good year as well. But JT Realmuto, I have zero issue with throwing that baseball. I do have an issue with him messing it up. You could get the second out of the inning there. I'm going to go ahead and trust JT Realmuto to make a throw to third base that's going to be even in the vicinity of the bag, and you get that out. Zero doubt in my mind, they get him with even a good throw. Not a great throw, but a good throw. Unfortunately, the opposite happened. Terrible throw. Run comes home to score. If it was Rafael Marchand, I'd say, yeah, and he's good too, but he hasn't built up the trust that a JT Realmuto has. It's like saying Carlos Ruiz shouldn't make that throw. Carlos Ruiz can make that throw. Sometimes they just mess up. Jhoan Duran, lights out as he's been. Sometimes the other team gets him. I hate to say this. I hate when people say it, but it applies for tonight just to show you I'm not going to lose my damn mind over it. The other team gets paid too. I hate that I said it, but I had to say it. So I have no issue there. Then after that, he strikes out the side, essentially. After 2 runs cross the plate, 1 charged to him, 1 not. That's the way that one went down. And obviously that was the turning point of the game. As for...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I can't go JT. I mean, he gave the Phillies a 4-3 lead with that home run, his 10th of the year. That was great. Just absolutely demolished the changeup. But he had a horrible throwing error that led to the game-winning run scored for the Nationals. Being scored for the Nationals. So I can't go there. Bryson Stott's been great. He had a 2-run home run today that tied the game at 3. Taijuan Walker settled down, but still had the 3 runs in the first inning. Maybe it's a different ball game. He doesn't give up the 3-run home run. I'm going to go a little outside the box here. I'm going to go with Nick Castellanos. Now, you see some names here. Now, Nick Castellanos had a bit of a rough go of it. But 3 hits tonight. Good to see that for him. Love to see him turn things around. Kepler, unfortunately, didn't have it for himself tonight. 0 for 3 tonight. Brandon Marsh, 0 for 4 were your outfielders, except for Nick Castellanos with the 3 for 4 night, including 2 runs scored. And how about some hustle from Nick Castellanos, both in the field and getting the hustle double when Wood botched that one. Now, that shouldn't be a double, I agree. But it's still another base knock for Nick Castellanos. For him to recognize it and hustle his butt off, just as he did earlier in the ball game, I'll take it from him each and every time. So good job by him. The thing that really hurts you here today, unfortunately, is the top of the order there, 1, 2, and 3. Trey Turner. He got the RBI by beating out that double play ball, which was great. The Phillies' first run of the ball game that I mentioned earlier. Then Kyle Schwarber, unfortunately, 0 for 3. Did work 2 walks. Bryce Harper, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. 1 hit out of those 3. It's a bit of a rough one. When you see them, for instance, go 1 for 12 on the night, not what you want to see. Then again, the outfield kind of hurts you today with your center field and corner with Max Kepler out there. And then Bryson Stott had 2 hits for him. Good. Bryson Stott had trouble getting out of the 230s, man. Now he's hitting 250 on the season. Good for Bryson Stott. But Nick Castellanos would still like to see him turn it around. Another good hitting night for him, for Nick Castellanos. That's where I'm going to go as far as that's concerned. As far as what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I got a feeling you're going to be tough. Oh, that's still up. Let me take that down. Beep, boop, bop, pushing buttons. All right. What you'll be talking about tomorrow is Jhoan Duran. That's what you're going to be talking about tomorrow. And you'll probably be debating whether or not JT Realmuto should have let that ball rip down the third baseline to try to get that out. Yes, he absolutely should have. Yes, he had a play on it. No, Lile didn't have the base stolen easily. A good throw would have gotten him. A horrible throw allows a run to score. Jhoan Duran getting hit. I'm all about the best catcher in baseball making that throw down the third base to get that out. He didn't do it. You'll be talking about Duran. You'll be talking about JT Realmuto, and maybe you'll throw in a word or two about Bryson Stott as well, coming up with that home run. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look through the rest of the pitching staff, what they had to do today. We'll also take your comments on this one. This is Locked On Phillies postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Back after this. Now, let me tell you about 5 Hour Energy for the win. Get it? I hope so. 5 Hour Energy. Oh, my goodness. You need that extra giddy up? 5 Hour Energy has it for you because it's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. That's right. The grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of golf course favorite drink, a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra boost to power through your day, 5 Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love so much without ever leaving the green. Wildest shot you ever made in golf? How about the wildest shot of energy you've ever taken in the game of golf? That's 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. Golf's all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5 Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the beverage cart. Now you can amp up your fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter your chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the United States of America. Tee up for that. Tee up for that trip. Just visit that's FIVEHE win.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. Take a look at the box score. Take a look at the pitching staff now. Taijuan Walker, again, 3 earned runs, unfortunately, on the 3-run home run of the first inning. 5 innings logged tonight. It is the 8th time Taijuan Walker, 8 straight starts now, since being put back in the rotation, that Taijuan Walker has given you a chance to win a ball game. Tanner Banks came in, did a nice job. Jose Alvarado did a nice job. Matt Strom got in a little bit of trouble, but got out of it, no problem. And then Jhoan Duran, unfortunately, takes the loss. 3rd blown save of the season. 1st blown save as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's get into it. David, hello. Nationals coming to our ballpark and winning leaves a bad taste. Yuck. What kind of NOLA do you get this weekend? I wish I knew. Well, my JT is, wait, hold it. Well, my JT is so back comment did not age well with that throw. That was a horrible throw. Joseph Grillo. Again, I don't blame the philosophy. I'm not angry at the philosophy. I'm angry at the result. Missed opportunity as a fan. I'm numb. Kind of feels like that. Joseph Bredin, 2 games in a row where this no-name starter has held us in check. Yeah, come on, line up. I mean, they got 2 home runs off of him. Or sorry, they got the 1 home run, Bryson Stott, which was good. I don't have my notes up. That's what I get for double duty, Eagles and Phillies. Yeah, Stott got it off of Cavalli. I just wanted to yeah, it was in the 6th inning. Okay. How bad was JT's throw to third? Did he really need to make the throw? Then the run doesn't score. Absolutely. The run doesn't score if he doesn't make the throw, but also you have a chance to get the second out of the inning. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I got a closer that's struggling out there a little bit. Yeah. He's already allowed twice as many hits. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I can bail him out. And unfortunately, he didn't. Philly and 8, holy pots and pans, Mark. Holy pots and pans. Right? Oh, yeah, the Mets are all over the Braves tonight. I did notice that. Seabrook, you're right. We've talked about this. Oh, my goodness. We've talked about this before. Playing down to your opponent, I thought the Phillies were going to put that behind them for this series, and unfortunately, they did not. Pull the buck. What's happening? Nats are still in last, so there, right? Losses on JT, missing the throw to third. Yeah. I mean, still, Duran was getting hit. JT's got to make the throw. If he's going to throw, he's got to make the throw. Duran, cheer up. Yeah, right. Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. Morgan Landy, hello. When you have 3+ defenders in Marsh, Bader, 3+ defenders in Marsh, Bader, and Kepler, Castellanos should never be in the outfield past the 8th inning. Pat Pearl never complained of it. What, Castellanos getting to a ball slow? I mean, he does get the ball slow, don't get me wrong. But my bigger issue was this when Strom was in the game. Wood hit the double to right. Cruz doubled to right as well. A little slow too. Cruz runs really well. I'm not gonna put that one on Castellanos. Then Lile was to left. Castellanos didn't bother me in the 9th inning. Durantula got squashed tonight, still on the epic entrance. Yeah, right. Evelyn, hello. This is on the offense, leaving guys on base. Top of the lineup, doing practically nothing. Nice to see Cassie and Stock getting hits. You'll get them next time, Jhoan. There you go. Turner, wow, Seabrook. Yeah, isn't that? Baseball's a funny game. Turner goes 5 for 6 one night and 0 for 5 the other. Yep, that's got to throw home would have had him if it didn't hit his heel. There you go. Polar Buck bet far as he's banging his head against the wall. I can't. Joel Evers, I had this thought in that 9th inning. The Nats, it's just such a great name for that team. Because they're exactly like Nats. They're just annoying, and you swat at them, and they just keep coming back. It's annoying as hell. And there's like, what are you even doing here? I get my yard sprayed, that kind of thing. And like, nope, they just keep coming back. Pretty tough. Thanks everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. Hey, guess what? Double duty for me tonight. Oh, Phillie and 80 got me on another Holy Pots and Pans. Here's the deal. Double duty tonight. I'll be back with you guys on Locked On Eagles YouTube channel for the Locked On Eagles Squad show with Jason Martinez and Harry Mays. So I will conclude the show now. And then in a little bit, I'll be hopping over there with those fine people. I'll probably be late to that one. Got to finish up the Phillies post-game and post-production responsibilities. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Back with you guys tomorrow, and I do look forward to it. I will say, that's the wrong button. I will say tomorrow you got Aaron Nola back on the hill for the Phillies. Ranger Suarez is going to go game 3. It's a 6:05 start time for the Phillies tomorrow against the Washington Nationals. Let's see if Aaron Nola can make it out of the 3rd inning this time around. We'll all cross our fingers for that one. Mitchell Parker, by the way, left-handed pitcher, gets the start for the Nationals. 5.83 ERA, 7-3 on the season. Nola still an ERA just below 7 at 6.92. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Back with you guys tomorrow. And for you Eagles fans, back with you guys tonight on Locked On Eagles Squad podcast. See you guys then. Bye.